Today is Tuesday, April 14th. And the fruit of the Spirit I want to talk about today is joy. Because I think we could all use some joy in our lives right now. We are more than a month into social distancing, and no one seems to know how long this will last. There's a lot of anxiety in our world right now, and we could use some joy. Now, I've talked in my sermons before about how happiness and joy are not the same thing. Happiness is built on the circumstances of life. If I'm doing something fun, if I'm having a good time, then I'm happy. But that doesn't last. Joy is an enduring delight in the Lord that does not change with the ups and downs of life. Joy is a consistent pleasure in God that lasts even if a pandemic forces us all to stay at home for months at a time. Joy is deeper than happiness. And if you feel joyless in your life right now, then I want to talk about 4 ways to restore your joy. First, remember that joy comes from God. We're looking for something consistent and unchanging here. And we're not going to find it in this world. Because we live in a world of change. We change. We age. Our bodies change. Our friends change. Our jobs change. Our location changes. Unexpected things happen, like a pandemic forcing us to stay inside for months at a time. Everything in this world changes. If there is a consistent and unchanging joy to be found anywhere, it can only be found in the God who's the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Second, watch out for things that kill your joy. Be on guard against people who steal your joy. We need human connections, obviously. But even if these connections are happening over a phone right now, watch out for connections that take away your joy. If you spend some time talking with someone, then you find that you are consistently in a bad mood, or cranky, or less kind to your immediate family, then you need to take a hard look at that relationship. Is that person's influence on your life killing your joy? Also remember that sin kills joy. Nearly all sin is something that seems enjoyable and like a good idea in the moment, but leaves us less joyful overall in life. Sin creates guilt and shame and strains our relationship with God and with other people. If you have a persistent sin in your life right now, that would be the most likely explanation for a lack of joy. Third, joy comes from hope. And hope is found in God. Expecting everything to go right when you have every reason to expect everything to go right is not hope. Hope is expecting God to be at work even when things are falling apart. Hope comes when we are facing a lion's den. Hope is seen when we can feel the heat of a fiery furnace. Hope happens in the midst of a pandemic. Hope is found in God, and hope produces joy in our lives. Fourth and finally, remember that joy is a fruit of the Spirit. And the fruit of the Spirit come from God. So if you lack joy in your life right now, ask God to restore your joy. Spend a substantial amount of time in the next few weeks asking God to restore joy in your lives. And ask with confidence, because our God gives graciously. May God be with you, and I'll see you tomorrow.